Hello, my dear students. I am Sunita Tandon from Holy Hearts Educational Academy. Today, I am here with two very important topics of polynomials. That day, I've sent you worksheet of zeros of polynomial, and I've shown you one video also. Today, we are here with two more topics, that is remainder theorem and factor theorem. Now, what is remainder theorem? Remainder theorem is, let Px be any polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1 and a is any real number, then if Px is divided by x minus a, then remainder is Pa. So again I am repeating, if Px is any polynomial whose degree is 1 or greater than 1, then if Px is divided by x minus a, then remainder is Pa. So our theorem is this. If Px is divided by x minus a, then remainder is Pa. It's very simple. What you have to do, you have to find out the zero of the divisor. Zero of the divisor means x minus a is our divisor. So if x minus a is divisor, make it equal to 0. So x minus a equals to 0, or you can say value of x is a. So in place of px, you have to put in place of x a. I've shown it here also. It will be more clear to you now. If Px is divided by x minus 1, then how you are going to find remainder? If Px is divided by x minus 1, so what is divisor? X minus 1. So if you make it equal to 0, then value of x becomes equals to 1. Means our remainder is P1. Similarly, one more example. If Px is divided by x plus 1, so x plus 1 equals to 0, means value of x is minus 1. So in place of x, we have to put minus 1. If it is divided by x minus 2, then value of x will become equals to 2. So in place of x, we have to put 2. If px is divided by x plus 3, then we have to then value of x will become equals to minus 3. So in place of x, we have to put minus 3. To make it more clear, I've taken one example also. Find remainder when px, x to the power 4 plus x to the power 3 minus 2x square plus x plus 1 is divided by x minus 1 without division. Without division. Look, last year also you have done the long division. You can find the remainder from long division. But now this year if you have to find remainder, then you can put directly by remainder theorem, as I've told you just now. Okay, so what is our remainder? We have to find out, but without division. So let name the polynomial px. So let px equals to x to the power 4 plus x cube minus 2x square plus x plus 1. Now our divisor is x minus 1. Find its 0. What will be its 0? Its 0 will be x equals to 1. X minus 1 equals to 0 means x equals to 1. Now in place of x, we have to put 1. Look here. X to the power 4 means 1 to the power 4. X cube means 1 cube. Minus 2 into x square, minus 2 into 1 square. In place of x, again 1 plus 1. Now solve it. 1, 1, minus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Answer is 2. So our remainder is 2. So again I am repeating what we have to do. Remainder theorem is, if px is divided by x minus a, then remainder will be Pa. Okay. If px is divided by x minus a, means find out value of x from the divisor. Whatever our divisor, we have to find the value of x from that divisor, and that value you have to put in place of the variable. Okay. So I've shown you one example also. So here remainder is 2. As I've told you that we are going to do two theorems today. So I have explained you remainder theorem. If remainder theorem is clear to you, now the next theorem is factor theorem. So you all must know that what you mean by factor. Factor means any number that divides the dividend exactly. Like 2 is a factor of 4, 2 is factor of 8, 2 is factor of 10, 3 is factor of 15, like this. So factor means if remainder theorem is clear, then it is connected with remainder theorem only. So remainder means we get some remainder, it can be anything. But factor theorem means our remainder should be 0 because it is exactly divisible. Dividend is exactly divisible by the divisor, so our remainder should be 0. So last theorem you have done remainder theorem. So if remainder theorem means you are getting some remainder, but now the factor theorem means you have to get your remainder equals to 0. So the factor theorem is, let Px be any polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1 and a is any real number. So up till here it is same. Now from here, if x minus a is factor, x minus a is factor means value of x will become equals to a. So it means PA should be 0, means remainder should be 0. If x minus a is factor, then PA should be 0, or otherwise in vice versa form, if PA is 0, then it means x minus a is factor of Px. Okay, so again I am repeating, if x minus a is factor means you have to find value of x from here. The value of x from here is a. So put a in place of x, your variable. So it means PA equals to 0 means remainder is 0. So I have taken one example. Okay, we have to check whether x plus 2 is factor of Px. So as I've told you, if it is factor, then our remainder should be 0. So what we have to do? We have to find 0 from the divisor. Our divisor is x plus 2. If our divisor is x plus 2, what will be value of x? Value of x will be minus 2. So put minus 2 in place of x. Look here. X cube means minus 2 cube. 3 into x square means 3 into minus 2 square. 5 into x means 5 into minus 2. Solve it. Minus 2 cube is minus 8. Minus 2 square is 4. 5 into minus 2 is minus 10. So it is minus 8. 3 into 4 is 12. Minus 10 plus 6. So it is minus 18 plus 18 means equal to 0. So if you get equal to 0 means your remainder is 0, means this is factor of Px. So how to check factor? You have to find the value of the divisor, value of divisor by making it equal to 0. Then you have to put in place of the variable. If it becomes equal to 0, it is factor. If it doesn't becomes equal to 0, it means it is not factor. One more example I've taken. Find k if x minus 1 is factor of Px. Now it is already given now that this is factor. If this is factor, means our remainder should be 0. So x minus 1 is factor of Px, means what should be value of x? Value of x should be 1. Okay, so it means value of x is 1. So put 1 in place of Px. And if we will put 1, we know that this is factor. So value of P1 should be equal to 0. So put in place of x 1. Now solve it. 4 into 1 cube, 3 into 1 square, minus 4 into 1 plus k. Solve it. It is 4 plus 3 minus 4 plus k. But it should be 0 because x minus 1 is factor. So it means k plus 3 equals to 0, or you can say k is equals to minus 3. So today I have taken two theorems, that is remainder theorem and factor theorem. So in simple words, remainder theorem is if Px is divided by x minus a, then remainder is Pa. Same, we have to continue with factor theorem. If remainder is Pa, But in factor theorem, remainder should be 0. So it means PA. Factor theorem is if x minus a is factor of px, then PA is equal to 0. So I hope these two theorems are clear to you and you will be able to do the questions based on remainder theorem and factor theorem. So you must understand that without division, how can you find remainder? And if it is a factor, then it means remainder is equal to 0. So tomorrow I am going to send the worksheet based on these two theorems. Thank you, students.